Hi, I'm Taylor Dill, and I'm the PhD student for Battle for the Belt. We're here at the Northwest Research Station doing soybean yield estimates. We're going to be doing yield estimates at all three locations for planting date 1 and planting date 5. We waited a little while to do soybean yield estimates because it's difficult to accurately predict soybean yield in season, partially because of fall weather variability. Seed size will be affected by fall weather, and plant-to-plant variability. So with that in mind, we will do yield estimates. The first step of yield estimates is population. Now, the way we count population will vary based on what your row width is. So if you have a 7.5 row width, you will count 69 feet 8 inches of row. If you have 15 inches of row, you will take 17 feet 5 inches and count both sides of your yardstick or measuring stick. Then, if you have 30-inch rows, you'll count one side of 17 feet 5 inches. So here we have 17 feet 5 inches. We have a 15-inch row width at each location, so we'll count both sides. And we have our count pole here, and I'll count 2 rows. So I completed counting our population, and we have 91 plants here. So again, we counted on both sides of our 17 feet 5 inches, which is 1/1000th of an acre. Our next step is to take 10 random plants within that 17 feet 5 inches and count every pod on 10 plants. So we'll make that an average to find the number that is how many pods per plant that we have on average. I just finished counting all the pods on 10 plants, and so our average is 75.8 pods per plant. Our third step is counting seeds per pod. So we'll take 10 random pods out of our 17 feet 5 inches and average them. So I just pulled 10 pods in our 17 feet 5 inches, and the average seed per pod was 3.1 seeds. After that, we just do our calculation. And I'm going to have my coworker Jorge, he is a visiting scholar from Honduras, he's going to show you how to do the calculations.
Hi, I'm Jorge, and today I'm going to show you how to do the calculations for soybean yield estimates. We multiply our population by the pods per plant, and then the seeds per pod, and then we're going to divide that by 3,000 times 0.06. So for the 3,000, we assume that there are 3,000 seeds per pound, or we can use 3,500 seeds per pound if smaller seeds are expected because of late season stress. So for planting day 1, we had 91, which is our population, and then we're going to multiply that by 75.8, which is our pods per plant, and times 3.1, which is our seeds per pod. And then we're going to divide that by 3,000 times 0.06, which equals to 118.79 bushels per acre. And for planting day 5, we had 106 for population and 61.4 for pods per plant and 2.7 for seeds per pod. And our yield estimate for this planting date is 97.6.
We're out here at the Worcester location doing our soybean yield estimates for planting date 1 and 5. At this location, for planting date 1, we had a population of 17. So our number is so low because we had very adverse weather in the springtime, and this location laid wet for a few weeks, so our population is very low. However, our pods per plant is really high. Our average is 127.6 pods per plant. And then our average seeds per pod is 2.8. So our yield estimation for planting date 1 ends up being 34 bushels an acre. For planting date 5, which was planted on June 21st, we had a population of 104. Our pods per plant was 47.2, and our seeds per pod was 3.2. So our yield estimation for planting date 5 is 87 bushels per acre. We're out here at the western location finishing up soybean yield estimates. For planting date 1, we had a population of 65. We had pods per plant of 80.4 and seeds per pod of 3.1. So our yield estimate for planting date 1 at Western is 90 bushels an acre. For planting date 5, we had a population of 79, pods per plant of 74.5, and seeds per pod of 2.9. And our yield estimation for planting date 5 is a little higher than planting date 1 at 95. This location is the closest in estimation for planting date 1 and 5. At Northwest, we had 118.79 for planting date 1 and 97.6 for planting date 5. And then at Worcester, we had a 34 bushel per acre estimate for planting date 1 and 87 for planting date 5.